Both of them do. And the entire thing that got me really excited about this is somebody reminded me the other day that I could twin cast Cure Wounds. So I could cast Cure Wounds once and then use Sorcerer points to cast it twice. That's what you're getting out of this super awesome multi-class. Hey, Game Jockey, thanks for joining. Yeah, so this is fairly new. This is the 4th episode. We are world building here. We're arguing right now, but we're arguing. But we are world building, and we're on. We'll do it. We will absolutely do a quick summary. But I'm just trying to get it off my chest because I am hurt that I have a lot of fun. I do have a lot of fun character building in D&D. It's one of the few times that I delve into the rules super deep and try to find something that that will be fun. One of my biggest things is I love to both be on the front lines and cast magic. So anytime I have an opportunity to do that, I usually meld it in. I did it with a Paladin Sorcerer because a couple of Paladins gives you on the front lines all you want to get. I'm doing it now with the Warlock. Sorcerer. Hexblade gives me weapons. Sorcerer gives me access to lots of healing and magic spells. And it's going to be fun. But Tom's remembering back to a time several years ago where we played Dungeons & Dragons, and I made a Warlock Rogue who just cast Darkness all the time and stabbed people. And I would cast Darkness at the detriment of my own party members. So I would shine, and I'd be like, no, the math works out. It's better if everybody's at disadvantage but me. It's just better mathematically. Don't worry about it. And I would do that, and it was really annoying. It's not fun to play when your characters always have disadvantage. I get that. And I didn't have any character or personality. I was just in it to kill things. And I like to think that I recognized that. And over the last couple of years, I worked on interesting and engaging characters and personalities through NPCs and playing the game. And I don't think I have been given that proper chance to show you that before I'm getting shit on right away.
Well, I'm just saying, so you believe that going into this, you won't have the highest healing rate, DPS, and range.
I will absolutely, going into this, I will have the highest damage, the highest tankiness, the highest, maybe not the highest range. It depends on what somebody makes. I don't shoot 300 meters. I decided not to take that feature. I'm not min-maxed. I chose a race that was not min-maxed.
So, but here's.
Wait. I'm a lockpick rogue too, so I could do all that.
So you're a sorcerer, you're a warlock, and you're a rogue.
I can Eldritch Blast. I can twin spell Eldritch Blast. I can twin spell Curing. I have 19 armor class to start, and I pick locks.
Right.
I do.
Okay.
I can do all that.
So then I make the comment that I essentially regurgitate what Casey said in a sarcastic manner, as I do.
Please do.
And then I said, for a second, I was worried we might need another character.
Game Jockey, stand by.
Beat this campaign.
I got a question for you because you just said it. Go ahead, Tom.
And then Casey then talks to me and goes, "Way to taunt the DM." Like, I'm not taunting him.
What did he say right after? What did he say right after? He said, "Oh, I'll make it hard enough."
Right. And so you're saying, like, oh, he's a new GM. You know, why are you torturing him? When you're torturing him with a triple class piece of shit.
Double class.
That can also do rogue things.
Well, yeah, it's built into Warlock. Not Warlock, Warforged. Hey, real quick, Game Jockey, and we'll move on so we're not sitting here just for waiting for a response. I'm curious, Charles, you said Charles, fresh in your mind. Charles was a lot of dice. He was a lot of dice, and he smit really. It was really fun to play. But did he have a personality? Was he a fun character to play alongside, or not? And I'll leave that there. And whatever he says, I'll stick with as the answer to whether or not I can also have fun with character building and bring an interesting character to the table.
I'm unwrapping something. We also get a little ASMR in this stream.
Oh gosh. Let me change the stream to ASMR.
That's how we get the viewers. No, but okay. So one of the things that Casey said that I agree with, because I'll admit that Casey isn't always wrong, is that the best D&D players give opportunities for their, the people they play with to be great. But how do you give other players to have that opportunity if you are better at all the other characters at everything they can do?
You build a sorcerer and you use sorcerer spells for support. You do things that buff other players, that transform other players, that puts the enemies to sleep. You go control, and that's my goal.
You go, roar. Okay, barbarian, get him. Just kidding. I'll just splash. He's dead anyway. Good job. You ran up to him.
Hey, we'll see. We shall see. But that being said, so yeah, Game Jockey, when you let me know if Charles had personality and was fun to play with, we'll stick by your judgment as the person who settles this argument. But
or was Charles in charge?
Charles didn't mean to be in charge, but man, they put Charles in charge. All right, hey, welcome to Delvin in Deep, episode 4, where we were world building, and the end result of this, 15 minutes. I mean, come on. This is becoming standard fare. You gotta bullshit for a little bit. We're getting used to this. We're world building where the end result is a D&D game that me and Tom are going to run, and players will play, and there are no spoilers to worry about at this time. If you have hopes of playing in this game, continue to watch. This is background knowledge of the world that most people will know. And to recap from episode 1 forward, we started episode 1, and we ran off the idea that our arcane magic is rare and illegal because of the gods. I'm going to pause there. He says, oh yeah, Charles was fun to play with. Charles killed people so fast we had enough time to roleplay bullshit. Ipso facto, Charles was so good, Casey could actually build a personality. See? Look at that. Very fun. All right, so arcane was rare and illegal because of the gods. We built onto that to say that gods have come to the realm to physically rule. That's kind of the difference, is they're rulers in this world, and we're kind of building backwards to who they were and why they're here. Episode 2, we actually labeled out some gods. We went ahead and got to one per alignment. We figured there'd be parental gods, and we kind of locked down their general
you said
self.
That.
I did, and I think we're still going with that, but we can rewrite that.
Sure.
I saw you had some notes. I didn't read them yet because I want to discuss them naturally.
Because we can't. Then the show would be just happening off show.
Fair.
So I hid them so you couldn't read them.
Episode 3, Tom came at us with a fantastic map.
Oh yeah.
We labeled some things. We moved some people around. That's fine.
Christmas and everything.
No, it's good. But we talked about it, and we were able to talk about the world and how the warring works. And I don't know if I was writing this down today. And I don't think we took the best notes on the interactions between each of these nations, and I might actually have to rewatch our own episode to retake those notes again.
Sweet, our first view.
Episode 3 will be up on YouTube.
I have a general gist
following this. Oh yeah, but we talked about like the relations between Quotes and.
I think you were quicker with the summary of it than you may have realized. There may have been more thoughts in your head.
Yeah.
But we definitely didn't talk about each one at length, which is something we could even especially do.
True.
There's even some questions that I touched on.
Fair. No, fair. That's fair. So what we have now is we took a bit too many steps forward, and we didn't start with the beginning. So today's episode was hopefully going to sum up a good creation story to why the things are the way they are. Why are there 9 gods on this realm? Why are they interacting with each other, controlling territory, making laws? Why do they exist? And the first thought we had was 2 greater gods that I have currently named the Father and the Mother. And then I have the children listed up here on the screen. And as a review, we have a god of spirituality, which is they're mostly concerned about having people worship them. We have the god of knowledge and skill, who's mostly wants to spread knowledge to the people. The god of life and creation, which is a god that sits in the forest and creates creatures, monsters, etc., giving life to new things. The god of self-awareness and understanding, which aptly named John, which just wants to live among men and mature and grow as an individual. The god of freedom controls the coast. It wants to see everything and explore. The god of pleasure, currently named Danny, which wants to experience all the pleasures of the world. Drinks, fucks, loves to eat pumpernickel bread, and has very little preconceived notions. Some is good, more must be better. I do like that one. We're going to have a lot of fun with him. Ekatune, the god of conquest, wants to conquer the world. Other gods are an obstacle in his way. Natural leader, highly charismatic. I think of Ekatoon like the Empire in Star Wars. I really do.
Where, does he have a Jar Jar Binks?
But the Empire didn't have a Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, they did. Jar Jar Binks voted that way or something. That's,
Oh yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
yeah, such
Okay,
Jar Jar Binks, the Sith
you
Lord.
you beat me in yeah, that too. Enlo, the god of persistence, he was a cautious god who rarely takes risks, but he's calculating and manipulative. He wants to live forever. He initiated the anti-arcane movement because arcane magic is the greatest threat to his own life. He has zealots out there who hunt mages or the mage killers. Some of the other lawful gods probably backed him, and that's probably some of the big conflict in the world. And then Kyo's the god of desire and power. This is God seeking power through and influence through fear. He's actually kind of landlocked right now, according to our map, and he's landlocked in a very dangerous place between the warring god and the spirituality god. Threatens to be crushed. So, we talked about he's one of more. He desires it, but he doesn't currently have it. So maybe some underhanded trickiness coming up. There's the summary.
Next episode.
I put it in a nice little chart.
Bam,
I gave him domains, all subject to. Good.
You even did that, and then I just slapped my notes in underneath it.
No, please.
Like a 4-year-old's finger painting.
Walk me through what you did.
Okay, so I wrote some notes, and the one problem that the show will have for anybody actually reading the notes and not listening to me is I write as I think, not as what makes sense. So one of the things, and Casey's been trying or it's been, I don't want to say big on it because it's not. It's sort of just been like the sort of forefront idea, but I don't want it to just have one idea. It's always good to have a couple. So the other sort of option, instead of having sort of like your parent god and your children gods, you have it's almost like a god training school, right? Like those episodes of Naruto. I think I put that in there. Yeah, that like they're training to like learn their powers and do everything and have all of that, and have something where there's one of those sort of the ideas that I was sort of thinking about when I was trying to get myself into this line of thought, that there could be, there's potentials for history beyond this land of where you had, this could be sort of their last chance, where they had a world before this, something went wrong, all of the followers died in some sort of way, and they had to sort of restart, almost kind of like, a new game.
It's kind of like, it sounds like the Matrix. Like that
sure.
back theme of the Matrix.
I've seen Matrix movies, but I was so young, I don't know any. I can't remember anything. So maybe it's secretly influencing me.
Okay.
So it's almost potentially like restarting the world. So then you could have like the history behind, that to give them even a little bit further.
So let me track. They had a world they were ruling for a bit, and they fucked it up.
Yeah.
The old world, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So did they rule the old world the same way they ruled this world? Or were they?
Yes.
Okay.
And it was the same sort of thing. So they were on the planet. They were, the same sort of setup. It wasn't like the same countries, a mirror image or anything like that. But, they could still be, these tests, they're not, tests in your 3-hour SATs. These are, thousands of years, so they could have been ruling the old place for thousands of years. Something happened. It went kablooey. Then this old place, they've been ruling this place for a whole bunch of years, thousands of years.
Sure.
And there's only, I think it made somebody of like the highest priests or whatever, or the most knowledgeable, only even have any sort of
idea,
scraps of knowledge of this old past world, where most people don't even know.
Okay. So what's different about this world that isn't just going to be a repeat of the old world?
Well, that's what they're trying to figure out, and that's like the gods are trying to. It's almost like there's a movie. Oh, it's magicians. Hopefully I didn't just ruin that show for some people.
Wait, Age of Anubis, or what are we talking?
No, there's a TV show where essentially they know something's coming, and they can reset time. I'm really sorry. Somebody stop. If you like magicians, stop listening for like the next 2 minutes. So essentially, in magicians, there is a. That's your spoiler warning. That's the last one. In magicians, there's a essentially there's a bad thing that's going to happen, and they know it's going to happen. The
Okay.
only thing that they can do is and reset time. So like they go, shit, it happened. Reset it to this time. Change a thing or two, and go back to it. And they're just trying to make little changes to see if they'll stop hitting this wall.
Okay.
And then so it's sort of like that. Okay, spoilers done. Um, and so the world would be like they're trying to figure out where uh, how to do things a little bit differently. Some of the gods may be a little bit more stubborn than other, and they could, they can. There is necessarily no right way. It's not like you guys all have to get along and have the same number of followers and eat, turkey for dinner every day, and then you win. It's like,
Okay.
there is no defined winning, or like there is no like win conditions. Like Ektoon can like feel like he wins when he's the only one left.
Okay.
Or like
Is this like is this the world's biggest game of battle royale?
it could be.
All the gods drop into the planet on parachutes. They begin creating humans and elves and dwarves, and the one with has the most territory in the and kills their siblings wins.
But like, Inlo could feel like he win or like they win.
Okay. Tech Force says he's the
potentially,
win
like,
condition.
When he kills all the arcane magic.
Okay.
And that's how then all of a sudden like they'll graduate and either be like, they'll go off or do something or
here's
potentially.
Are we going with the parental idea? Like, are they the ones creating these realities and fabrics? Because I don't know if it's these 9 gods. I don't think they get along well enough to create something like this over and over. There has to be a bigger force.
Correct. And
okay.
My answer for that is not for the show right now. I do have an answer for that, kind of.
Okay. Game jockeys.
It's like to go back to the Naruto example. It's like they were taking the class and there was the people watching them, and like it was like I remember the one episode where they were supposed to cheat on the test.
Yeah.
And like there was people designed to try to catch them.
Mm-hmm.
And so it wasn't like you could maybe have the knowledge enough to do it, or you could be sneaky enough to figure out how to do it. Where there's multiple win conditions, but you don't know them, and it's not necessarily as clear as they seems. And it could even be the same, where it's like the parent god, okay, he or she knows enough, they're ready to we have this new world that needs to be godded over here. You're ready, plunk.
Okay. All right.
leave.
So these gods they're still gods of various domains,
Correct.
and the father and the mother feel that they need to show that they're ready, and so in whatever way that their domain should be reflected in the new world is what they're testing.
I remember us talking about the story about what are they called? Are they called drows?
Yes. Their explanation there. One sec. So he says, Age of Anubis. Game Jockey says their explanation there is that all the pantheons were there before, but only the most powerful pantheon wins, killing all the others. In this case, the Egyptians. Then the Egyptian gods split the world to rule over it.
Food for thought. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So there could have been more gods on this world to start with. They're just not here anymore. Whether they were selected or murdered.
Selected or murdered.
Every one of these gods has to have either, like, they haven't figured it out yet. At the beginning of our story, if they exist on this world, they haven't figured it out yet.
Correct.
As punishment for past rebellions, the 9 gods of the nation of Panem were forced by the capital to select 2 tributes, one boy and one girl between 12 and 18, to fight to the death in the annual god wars until there is only one survivor.
This is what's that movie?
The Battle
I
Royale
can't
movie.
think of it. No, it's the one with Katniss.
Yeah, the Battle Royale movie.
That's what spawned all the battle royale
No,
games.
there's literally a movie called Battle Royale.
No, it's not that. It's not that movie.
No, the movie Battle Royale literally plays out like the game Battle Royale.
Yeah, except
Literally
this one
zones.
did it better because I've
It,
heard this better
what?
and it's more recent. Or I've heard of this more and it's more
Oh
recent.
my
Isn't
gosh.
that a book? Isn't that an old book?
No, it's that and an old Japanese movie. It's a cult movie, really popular. Like zones, parts of the island were actually becoming dangerous as time passed. Kids had random weapons. It was Battle Royale. It was called.
It was the children. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But no,
Anyway,
this is what is it? It's not To Kill a Mockingbird. Tom is right. Yeah, it's
oh man,
that's gonna bother me. Hold on, I gotta do this because
Hunger Games led to all the Battle Royale games.
there you go, Hunger Games. I couldn't.
I know what it's called. I think Battle Royale led to Hunger Games, so it doesn't matter.
No. Tech is the wisest of everyone.
You just come
it's
on.
Obviously him.
But Battle Royale movie led to the Hunger Games, and
no Battle Royale did.
You go ahead and look at that. Oh,
okay,
look at
okay.
that.
How long did Battle Royale come out?
How long ago was Battle Royale?
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
Because I'm just saying, it seems like pretty much right after the Hunger Games came out, I started to see some Battle Royale games.
Battle Royale was released in 2011. Battle Royale video game genre. We're so on point here. Let's see. Genre video game, elements, last man standing. Da 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 da. The name of the genre is taken from the 2000 Japanese film Battle Royale, which presents a similar theme to the last man standing competition in a shrinking player zone.
So the name was taken for it. That doesn't mean it caused it.
Oh, I'll say early games. The first Battle Royale games were in 2012. Look at that. Oh. I'm sorry. Let me just go ahead and close this and continue being right.
That doesn't mean it comes from it. It's which was better. Which
it's Hunger Games.
Let's go.
Box office. Battle Royale. Okay. I'm looking up the Battle Royale film. It was 2000. I was wrong. The U.S. release must have been different. Yeah, December. Okay. Running times. Box office. 3.3 billion for Battle Royale.
I don't know how we calculate Hunger Games because it's multiple movies. Do you just do the first one?
Yeah. Hunger Games box office 694 million. Oh God. Oh.
Now you're just lying because I've never heard. I mean, I've heard of this, but I would never have watched it.
You don't have to have watched it. And I'm going with 26 million. So what's the world? What's the in Japan? Wait. Nope, I'm wrong. I was looking at yen. What is 3 point? What is 3?
I was like, I've heard of this movie, but I've never seen anything for it.
That's 28 million. Yes, 28 million. 28 million. That's ridiculous. All right, we're way off topic here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Delvin' in Deep, where you can come in and distract us.
We delve in deep to random topics with a slight D&D undertone.
Oh my gosh. Yes. The matter of fact is, Battle Royale came out first. It inspired a lot of things. It inspired Hunger Games, and Hunger Games popularized the format, and we eventually got the Battle Royale genre. Fair?
Right.
Okay.
Sure.
You compare the major plot points of Battle Royale to Hunger Games. It's disgusting.
Well, yeah, of course it is. I mean, you compare. The only one that's different is Ring of Asylum. This stream is brought to you by Ring of Asylum, the game where 4 people survive instead of 1.
Where 4 people survive, and they don't even have to be on the same team. All right. So.
All right. Okay. No, but so the one thing that what was at the beginning of
this is now a god battle royale period. Go on.
It was the drow. We derailed the conversation. The drow, because you brought up something about how people wanted to have a nice drow, because if I'm correct, drows are just naturally evil.
Yeah, I've said that before.
Right. And like I forget what it was. Maybe it was Idle Champions or something. They wanted to have a nice drow, but they were told no, because that's just not how things work.
Right.
I like that. I understand, and like, but to me, I don't want to fall into the trap where their alignment, like a 2-year-old can follow from alignment to action.
Okay.
Right? Like we're smart enough to have more depth than that. And one of the notes I put in there is judged by their intentions, not their actions. Where we could have, to make the most extreme example, but it wouldn't be this obvious. Where a good god could do something that could be seen as evil.
Yes.
If it makes sense.
Alignment is a tool. It should not be a prison.
Right. Okay.
It's almost, yeah.
That's what I just want to make sure that we don't fall into
the alignment and the domains that we've listed are game mechanics that we are linking them to, so it's something that's easily followed and understood. We can easily complicate these things. All right. No, I'm down. I'm down.
Okay. And then one of the other things that we talked about for a second, and I kind of really liked the idea, and it I think it deals a little bit with the story.
Yeah.
But just about having, and we should solidify it and talk about it again, is having the best paladin and cleric that are sort of like the upper echelon, and whether they're like the king and queen or like the right hand man or like whatever it is. In some way, even gods could use them in different ways, where they're sort of like the big talking, or I don't really know how I'm trying to finish this thought, but they are sort of exist and they're powerful, and they're it's not necessarily just the gods, but there are these just like juggernauts of like actual characters as well.
Yes, they're gonna have champions. They're gonna have to have champions.
Right.
There's going to be a couple level 20 characters in this world. That's just how this, or NPCs. I'm on board. Absolutely. I do think when you said king or queen, though, I think those are most of the gods. If there's a man ruling a piece of territory, his competition is a god.
You wouldn't think that they would be higher than that?
Who?
The gods would be higher. I don't know. Like would you? So in this world, you would walk into a giant cathedral, and at the back of it would be the god sitting.
King is it is the highest form of leadership to me in this. I'm okay. Gods have people they grant lordship to and dominion over territory that they need to manage for them, because you got to delegate. But yeah, I think the king, or whatever he calls himself, is for the most part in all of these lands gods. If it was a man, I think that land would just be taken from him really fucking easily. It's like I am John. I'm a Lannister. I have territory, and the god's like, is lightning bolt. You're done. Best paladin and best cleric voted in by a vote and replaced every 4 years.
4 years.
How do we do with gerrymandering and pharaohs are greater than kings?
How do we deal with gerrymandering? I mean, and I mean, while that's slightly a joke, I mean, for there are certain things that not necessarily to that extent or whatever, but like even for amnes or whatever, whereas since it deals with more freedom, talking something a little bit more that way, whereas there's the Ectune is the god where if a paladin challenges another paladin, they square off and try to kill each other.
And I think that's got to vary by by leader here. So maybe the god of conquest wants the strongest paladin, and it's willing to be whoever that is. The god of spirituality,
the shark fetus,
is different. The shark fetus.
Not shark.
Yes, the shark fetuses. is the god of conquest. I
Feedai.
get it. I get it. We're there. Pharaoh, theocrat
Yeah,
king.
king.
But these are literal god kings, so they're never gonna. I mean, maybe John, maybe the god among men. John doesn't care. John's probably hanging out, farming,
Just chilling.
just chilling. But we gotta. So let's settle on this. Let's settle on the creation
Okay.
story. Because
Okay.
we got a mix of like Matrix and Battle Royale. So we've restarted a few times. That's the Matrix. So this world has been restarted a few times. There is another world out there that needs mature and ready gods. The father and mother placed their 9 or more children here to grow and mature. How many years?
Sure.
It's been
Thousands.
10,000, 20,000, 45,000, 180,000.
Since maybe the last accident, like 10,000-ish years.
I like
many
this.
gen-
Let's go. How many years have we been a society?
I guess that's true. Well, because I was thinking in generations, but sometimes like elf generations are fucking crazy.
Sure. Like
I would think it'd be
6,000?
most interesting as a distant memory, but not lost to history.
all right. So approximately 10,000 years. It's been approximately
How long-
10,000 years
How,
since.
how many elf generations? Or like, what's the longest living thing? Like,
Well, let's look it up. Let's go to D&D Beyond.
like my great 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 grandfather all of a sudden appeared into existence.
Let's look up races and official races.
How much is the other world offering gods for their work? Are they giving benefits, health insurance, yoga group? What can our current world offer to
Oh my
keep
gosh,
them?
that's all right. Timeless perspective. Elves can live well over 700 years, giving them a broad perspective on events that might trouble the shorter-lived races. So maybe that's okay. Maybe
Yeah.
elves know. Maybe the oldest
know
elves.
shit.
They know why they're here, and it's scary. Because what if somebody wins? Do they just reset the world?
What is it? Man,
Yeah.
life's just a simulation. Man.
You ever watch Reboot as a kid?
No.
So Reboot was
Because I was a sperm when
oh
that
god,
came out.
you were not. Let me double check. Reboot TV show.
Man, we're using a lot of Google today. Thank you, Google. This
I
stream's
am.
brought to you by Google, as well as OneNote.
1994. You're not that young, are you?
So I will tell you this right now. I wasn't watching TV when I was 1 year.
Yeah, I gotcha. So Reboot was a show that took place inside of our computers, and all the characters were named after computer things, right? And so what happened is the player would play a video game, and it would section off a part of their world, and whoever got stuck in it was the AI for the computer games. And for some reason, if they lost the game, that part of the world was destroyed. Right,
Okay.
like that part of the computer was just fucking destroyed, or whatever else. They were turned into something.
Is that where all my hard drive space goes? I'm destroying it every time I
You actually
die.
have to win video games for that to happen, Tom.
Hey, wait. Oh, you mean like?
The player has to win the video game.
Oh.
So the AI are constantly struggling for their own life in these like games against the player.
That's interesting.
So maybe their whole world, maybe it's a simulation, and I would say I say the men don't know it. The elves, only the oldest elves know the reasons, and maybe those closest with the gods understand some of this, but the gods aren't giving away that they're just here to. But what if enough win and the god is this world just turned off? Is that the end? Is that the end game of this? Is that still thousands of years away? We don't have to worry about it.
Potentially. Let's see. I mean, but like, I think. I mean, I guess as like a player, you try to figure out how to turn off the world, but or how to keep the world on. But like,
Sorry, the text talking about how you destroyed your hard drive.
Oh, a talisman.
With
I won though. I won that game.
yeah, and it killed your hard drive because you destroyed
Oh,
the
you're
poor
right.
little reboot
Oh
guys.
my god. Oh my god, it makes sense.
All right, all right, all
Oh
right.
my.
So topic.
But
The story here is that we played a game of Talisman and Tom won, and his hard drive was forever ruined, and he's never played Talisman since.
well, yeah. Well, no, because it lasted all night. I immediately closed Talisman, went to sleep, turned on my computer, and it just did it. Um,
So,
but yeah.
the creation story, we're going for the Matrix. Been restarted a few times. The father and the mother sent there to grow mature. It's been approximately 10,000 years since they came to this realm. You know, maybe 20. We'll go with 20. That gives elves some time to forget it. And then the battle royale nature of it. I mean, we're not doing Last God Standing because the win conditions are unknown, right?
Right.
I'm going to put in quotations when conditions are unknown. So really, outside of this realm, we don't need to go like in the beginning there were blah and blah. Like the history outside of this world doesn't have to matter. It can just be the normal D&D mythology.
Correct.
And these are minor gods. They're powerful, but they're not.
And one of the things that I think was interesting, that it was sort of like an offhand comment last time, is sort of like when we actually like flush out everything and have the actual backstory, even if we like keep it in like the style of a school lesson. I think that's as deep as we would need to go.
Okay. Game Jockey asked a good question. He says, "What is the world made from? Is there an eldritch being making up the world, or is it dead world like our own?" So the prime material, and I'd have to really dig into the books here, but the prime material plane in Dungeons and Dragons contains all of the worlds. The prime material planes all exist side by side, right? So Faerun is a world, a setting that exists in the same space as Eberron. Now, Eberron's unique in that most of it's been sanctioned off from the rest of the world because they wanted, from the rest of the gods in the prime material planes, because they wanted to kind of rule their own space. This would be another one of those prime material planes that exist for its own purpose, kind of like Eberron. And I'd say that's where, in the same place Eberron comes from, that's where this would come from initially. Dimensional planes, tech. Dimensional planes. Come on. All right. I think this part.
And I mean, I think our two ideas are pretty much the same.
Yeah.
We just call the top different.
Well, and I think at this point for the creation story, we just need text. This is going to be one of us sitting down and writing some stuff, and solidifying it, because I think we're there.
And then we sell a book and make millions.
Hundreds maybe, but sure, millions.
Hundreds of pennies.
Hundreds of it just got worse. All right, so we said we talk creation story. I think we have enough there to create something. I like where this came from. We did want to settle on names for these gods.
Sure.
So let's go down from the top to bottom. I think one thing you said is you didn't want to share a letter.
A first letter. That, as a person who is a very bad reader, it annoys me the fuck to shit when like you have a Dean and a Daniel and like a Derek, and then you're like, okay, I gotta remember which one is which. Give me like an Abatha and a Zorloth and an Xavier and Matt. Like,
and Matt.
I can keep those names separate.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the first two that come to mind are Alros and Omnis. Now these are all hard names. So which one do you like the least?
Omnis, because it's hard to say.
I hate the other one. Alros. Okay. Rose.
Okay, then we can change Aros.
Well, we can also
we just have to settle on
a letter.
We could change both too. You're not wrong. The other idea that to sort of is that like the only one that that's not true. The two that I have zero problem remembering what they are is Inlo and Ektun. I don't know why.
I like those. Ectoon's good.
Yeah.
Um,
But like all the other ones, I'm okay with changing.
Kronlarum. That's a name that doesn't show up on Google, which means you just came up with that. I don't mind it. I don't mind it.
No, Tech. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
All right, so I'm gonna go with I like Kronlarum.
For where?
I put it in the God of Freedom.
Okay, okay. And that's Kronlarum.
Kronlarum.
That's easy enough to say. Kronlarum.
Kronlarum. Larium? Kronlarium? Crowlium? Maybe Crowlarum? I don't know. Let's look.
Crowlorm?
Like
Crowlauren.
Crow.
Cro-Magnus.
I was thinking it. I was.
Isn't that a name of like an X-Wing?
I don't know. But no, Cro-Magnum? No. Might be.
Yeah, I did a thing he liked.
Of course, that's why this is on Twitch, because you are participating. So we will definitely take ideas and play with them.
And if somebody does read the screen, the word pumpernickel is there, and it's not because Uncommon or I thought of it. It's somebody in the chat. I'll let the chat guess who.
The chat. Crollo. Crollo.
You're speaking to Crollo.
The Urban Dictionary has some words for that, and it is someone who is ignorant and pretends they know English, pathetic in all senses. Crollo is everywhere.
No Tech.
Hoppney Badger. Oh man. Crolom. Crolom's easy to say.
Crolom is like a. I like Crolom better than Cromlom.
How do you spell Crolom? Crolom. Okay. All right. So Crolom. Crolom is not a word. We have a unique god of freedom, the Crolom.
Because he likes to roam.
He likes Crolom. Because he likes to make sweaters on a loom. Crolom.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So we have C. We have C, E, and I at least.
All right. Rose. I don't mind the roast part. It's the for the top one. Hopros.
Ampharos. Isn't that a Pokemon?
Probably. Hopros. That just says Hopros.
Yes, I am Hopros.
Joe Pros?
Oprah's.
Opros?
You get a wish. Everybody gets a wish.
Crolom brings to mind chromatic, which is like colors, like the rainbow, neutral, and satur. I like it. We can bring it back. Rose?
Oh, I like how he spelled Crollo.
What if it's like 2 R's? So it's like Rose.
Roros?
Low Rose?
Raros?
Raros? Akron. I think that's a name.
That just sounds like we have an impediment.
Akron is characters that apparently means something in multiple video games. Acrons. So God, and we will do God or Goddess next, but Low Rose.
Loros? Is that what you're...
Loros? I like Loros.
Loros? Is it red white?
Ooh, but Boros, but with Loros. Actually, I did like Loros.
Laros.
Lauros. Lauros.
Okay.
I like that.
Laros, yeah.
It's
Okay.
distinct. In low.
Interesting.
All right, Kyotes. This has got of chaos inside. This should be
Yeah.
something scary. This should be if there's an Akron, it's an
Quotes.
Akron. Horos. Thanks, Tech. Kyotes. This should be like fear, angst, anger, brutality. Like if you were to name an orc, this is what it should be.
Gabi.
Pinterest or Paired Life has 700 badass names for guys and girls.
Oh man, this stream is brought to you by Pinterest.
Uh,
What is Pinterest? Pinterest has to be owned by something. Is it owned by Microsoft? Can we double up on this OneNote Pinterest thing?
we might. These are all like names. See, these are names of things that already exist. They're like intense names: fury, wrath, rage. No, I'm good. Leon, Jesse James, hard hitting names: bleed, X skull, gut, canine. Names that mean destruction: racker, finisher, wrecker, destroyer, clincher. Ooh, clincher. I'm gonna clinch out a poo. Fierce names for our military equipment: arsenal, albatross.
Oh, those are like actual names of gods. I want.
Powerful names: powertrain. You can't put power in it.
What's your name? I'm Powertrain. Choo choo, motherfucker.
Horos. He wants me to Google Horos. Nope. Search instead for Horos. Hashtag on Instagram. I don't know what that is, but okay. Body bag. Poleaxe.
Body.
Aspis? What's an aspis?
Here we go. This is what I was at. It's a tree.
Apparently it's also referred to as a hoplon, a heavy military shield.
Oh. What about
Gnaw. GNAW.
nah?
Just gnaw.
What about Bitar, Ceylon,
Wait.
Amos?
Okay, so I need spellings. I
Uh,
need to see it.
I don't know how would you pronounce this? I did it again.
Ambush. Mercenary.
It's Theots.
Okay, spell it.
It's spelled like.
You
I'll
could
just
type
put
it
a
in.
slash.
You could type in this thing.
You can type in this thing.
I am typing.
Theots.
Where's it at?
It's right by Nah.
Nathiots.
No, I just put a slash. So you
I know. But I'm saying like Nathiots. That hoe in over there, Z.
Dozone.
That just sounds like a hillbilly redneck wrestler. Dove zone.
He eats donuts and doesn't care about the ozone. He's Dozone.
There's dough over here in this zone.
What about Uvbin?
The many named
about-
god Montreal. That is such a name. That is such a big name.
What is?
He's Montrealan when Zaxlium.
Oh.
I was going for more like 2 syllables.
At most. Whitos.
Why?
I'm literally hitting random on a name generator.
Okay, you got to say the good ones.
Booses. I am.
But
How dare you insult me? Ukmos. Ukmos. I'm gonna put another slash because apparently you didn't like it, so I'm gonna make you change it.
I like-
Ukmos. Ukmos.
Ukmon? I see Mon, like he's a Pokemon.
I messed up.
Ukmon, go!
Oh no.
All right, let's see. I'm gonna go to. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to orcs. I'm gonna go to the orc characters. Go and do this over here, and they have a list of potential names. But let's go to full orcs. Not. Ooh, Gith might be a good one too.
Orc.
Yeah, let's go to full orc.
How come people only play half orcs?
Because they're the character, the race, character race. There's anything else is in monster territory.
But that's offensive.
I mean, if you
I
want
want
it
to
to
play
be.
an orc. I'm gonna play an orc in Danny's campaign.
Okay. I mean, there's stats for them.
I'm gonna play an orc that does magic, does healing, and can rage, and can be stealth.
I can help you make that. You just can't rage and do other things at the same time. Names. Orc names. Here we go. These are some good names. So, like Bajok, Mugrab, Shamog, Mobad. Oh, I like Mobad.
Except Mobad is just an orc name. We need to combine it with something.
Okay, Mobatter.
You should feel ashamed.
Robad.
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 What? Wait, say the name again.
Mobad. Mobad.
What about Nobad? No, that sounds bad. What about Monad? Monad. No,
I like having bad in it
bad. Why?
because it's bad. It's bad.
What about Stwongbad?
Stwongbad. Robad. Like Robad. Like that sounds like something you could chant for Robad.
Yeah, is that a name on the thing?
I typed it just now. No, I added. Well, no. I changed the M and the R, so it's not a name written down anywhere. Right. Let me look. Let me Google it. Robad.
What about robot?
Robot seems off.
No, that's the only thing I can think that it sounds like, but I'm fine with that.
I mean, I'm looking at other potential names, like the D&D. That's a good place to go. I like Enlo.
We'll spell Mobad like that. But yeah, we gotta throw an H in there.
Mobad. Okay. All right. I don't have a special character A, but I guess I can copy paste it.
There you go.
Make this a pain for anybody ever to type.
Why? We're just making this hard on ourselves. Hey, why'd you post like that? Why'd you post like that in comment? Huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. What are you saying? I can't see any errors on my screen. Rabad. All right, Danny. I think we have to stick to not keeping Danny's name, but keeping the theme.
Dan in there.
Danny. Names that sound like Danny?
No, Dan. We can't do Danny, but like Danissimo or something like that.
Ooh, Danny. I am Danissimo. Welcome to my pleasure island.
Danissimo.
I commit to nothing.
Look at all my half-finished castles.
Oh
no. Too good.
All right.
Never there uncommon.
Not to be. That sounds racist. That sounds racist.
What, Danissimo?
Danissimo. There's got to be like that name associates itself. Which culture does that come from?
Italian.
Right. Maybe
every name comes from a culture.
No, it's fair. I mean, you're not. I mean, where does Robad come from?
Robad comes from orc culture.
Oh, okay. It's a fake culture.
Oh, okay. See, now we're getting into it.
Culturist. There's got to be another way to do it. There's got to be another way to do it.
Demimo. Dada.
I don't mind Deminmo.
Deminmo? Yeah.
Deminimo.
I am Deminimo, god of fire.
I do the de minimist.
You may ask yourself, why am I not wearing clothes? You'll find out soon.
Prolome. What?
Oh, wait, do gods have forms?
What do you mean?
Like, like, is de minimo always going to be naked? Because why would a god wear clothes?
Um,
Huh?
I don't know. That's a good question for each individual person. Maybe gods do wear clothes because they're into high fashion. Maybe Ektun wears steel-plated armor constantly with spikes on it to intimidate his followers. Maybe Loros, the god of spirituality, is the one with the revealing clothing. Am I a god? Well, Tech, we have not talked about the god of knowledge and skill yet. That's one name, and again, yeah, that's one name we can hit on.
Foros.
Foros. All right.
Maybe with a PH.
For. Like,
no, it rhymes with Loros. That's another problem. We can't have names that rhyme.
Fordic.
Fordic. There you go. I like it. Fordic.
How do you spell that?
Fortic, not Fordic. Maybe with a K. With a K at the end. We got to keep the U in there.
Fordic. You're welcome, Tech.
You're a god in my book.
Did we do for? Vorus should change then too.
Yeah.
Game Jockey's been here. Got anything for Connor?
We could just name him John.
We have one of those.
Oh, get it? Because John Connor.
Oh
wait, no, that's.
Did you say the Matrix? You.
Shut up! Shut up!
Shazam Poof just said that John Connor was from the Matrix.
I will leave this call.
And I will clip this source.
I
right.
could be not your friend.
That's probably not true.
We thought it was good. We thought it was gonna be hard mode, but it was actually this show.
Oh man. Maybe Robad wears a robe to hide his form, because like Cthulhu, he's terrifying and impossible to hold by mortal beings. I'm going to copy and paste that right on over. He's Robad.
He's a mean one.
Is that why he's got a robe? He's Robad.
Robehead.
Because he wears robes. Yeah, Vorus also sounds like Loros, so we do have to change it for that reason. Maybe an easy name, because we got a lot of things that are just full of syllables and words. And
John.
We already have John, but maybe something also easy.
Another one-syllable one.
Yeah, let me look at my dwarf names list.
What about Kai? See, when we get into one-syllable things, we're gonna get into things that already exist.
Right.
So I was trying to think like break up Game Jockey, and then I took Key, and then made it Kai. But like,
what about Saddle? Like that. That's a dwarf.
Saddle.
Sannel. Look, Sannum.
Oh, Sannel.
Sannel.
Is it an actual straight-up dwarf name?
Yeah. Sannelus. Because God of life and creation. That sounds like a nature.
Okay. Sannelus. I'm okay with that.
Sannelus. Okay. Maybe one of these letters. Oh well, Sannelus. We'll do that. All right. Nox for Connor. Nox. I remember that. I remember Nox. I'm just thinking, where could we fit that somewhere? Robad.
That's like the only other play I get.
Yeah, I think you got Robad. Wait,
yeah,
he already got one. Which one did he get? He got Krolom. He's Krolom.
Never mind, I know that one.
He's got Krolom. I just forgot we did give him one. All right. So we have names. We have an opening to a creation story that we should spend some time
in a world
typing out in a world
where two worlds collide.
So I'm going to copy this over to the Deities page. Pastes the notes as third draft Deities.
Oh man, third draft. Look at that. This is already more work than any college essay I've ever did.
Really? Less than you
No,
like?
that's not true at all.
Did you write one essay that was greater than 5 hours of your time? 6 hours,
Oh,
I'd say.
absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely.
I guess I did that in
I
high
wrote
school too.
multiple 20 to 30 page papers.
Oh, that sounds disgusting. I'm glad I didn't go to a real college. Each one of my papers took 30 minutes to an hour tops.
I did a research piece on the strength of diplomatic ties in countries. That was a long one.
That sounds exciting.
It was actually great. It was my favorite paper I did.
All right, so we should leave. So I think we can do it. We can talk about what we want to talk about in the future because we're at about an hour.
Yeah.
So next time on episode 5.
Of delving in deep.
Delving in deep.
God damn it! I should stop laughing at that joke so I don't encourage it anymore.
It's gonna be encouraged until I die. Until I die?
God damn it!
It's our one sticking point. That's the one thing. That's it. That's what people remember.
Hey guys, if you've been here since the beginning, you know that sometimes we speak in a question and laugh about it because it's funny to us.
See, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It sticks. All right. So does this go anywhere naturally? Is there a next topic naturally that comes from this?
This is the first episode. I know we're super deep into this by having like 3 other episodes. I actually don't know. This is probably the biggest since the first episode where I don't know where to go.
So we have the deities. I think we can say deities were good. We don't need to get in a lot more detail. There's not that much we could talk about it right now. The next thing might be actually, I mean, it's still related to the deities because this whole game is related to the deities.
That's what it is, yeah.
Maybe it's going to have to be history. Like what happens the day after they land, right? Like we start...
The day after the players land or the
no, the
land?
gods. We got to start from the beginning. Like year 1,
do we need that?
Well, I think at a baseline, we talk about the first country. How do we end up in the map the way it looks like right now? Okay, that's easy. Year 0.
You're expecting like 20 more minutes, Mark.
Hard mode?
God damn it. Science is dead.
Sonic Aftermath?
Oh, no, we'll get to that after that. That's going to spiral a whole thing.
A whole other conversation.
No one watching this would be interested in that.
So next episode, we talk about year 0 onwards in history. We want to answer how the map ended up the way it did. And that should build onto the personalities of the gods and their tribulations. Trials and tribulations. Go ahead.
Then something we could also think about is like if this is not the first time they're doing this, do they have any past history?
Okay.
That maybe isn't reflected in this world, but the last time they played this game, you know.
Do they get a second chance, or are these 9 fresh gods? Would you take failed experiments and let them have another chance? Because that means they're fighting for survival.
Ooh. So even maybe the gods aren't entirely sure what happened. Ooh.
You just like it. That's good. All right, we'll go with that. Do the guys no? They're fighting for their survival. They don't have any past history except for what we're about to write. We got to answer some questions. How did they get the way it did? So we're going to talk about like how the map ended up dividing. How magic became illegal. Things like the failings of Robad, like why is he surrounded?
How are maybe like could the people have committed a mortal sin that made them a test world?
Oh, was this world created? Was this world created for this purpose, or was it
punished for this purpose?
Maybe not even punished, because this seems like I'm not gonna send my children out as a punishment. I want to send them on a. I want to send them on.
My dad would say that.
Okay, so we'll explore it.
No,
Fun.
that's something. Yeah, I guess sort of like where
Well, this
were
is
the
creation.
people?
Actually,
Were the people there before the gods?
this
Like,
is
I
this
think
is an
we should
episode
tackle
now.
that.
This is an episode now thing. What was this world? What's more realistic or entertaining? This is creation story.
I no, I would personally go for that. The people were there,
Okay.
and maybe then all of a sudden life changed.
So what does that tell? How does that affect our history books? How does that affect?
Well, maybe it's old enough, so old ago that it doesn't like nobody really remembers that time. Maybe that's the time.
Okay. So the people were already
I mean,
here.
once again, that is just like a 5-second thought. Like, it doesn't need to be the basis for our 20 years of strife that lead to nothing.
Well, let's say the people were already here. Let's say if we talk that out. Say the people were here. They had their own history and culture. Most of it's forgotten. But when the gods are sent here, they have a large effect on growth and development.
Got your crusades, all that.
Right. Most of it bad. Like technology maybe doesn't advance except towards war. Things the gods aren't concerned with, worship of the old gods becomes worship of the old gods. I like old gods.
Ooh.
Worship of the old gods. Probably the normal D&D pantheon, right? Well, that's your standard.
They killed Lanither. What's his name?
I don't think they killed him. I think they cut off the world from him.
What did Baloo? What is worship?
Lysander.
Lysander. That's what it was.
I think they cut off the world from him, not so much that they killed him.
That's an interesting talking point.
Okay, so yeah, I think that's a good place there for the creation. We can delve into that a little more as we talk about the history of year one.
Name drop.
Oh, we're gonna delve in deeply. Ooh, can we just make deeply? We'll make this one sexual and the other one a question.
No.
Welcome to delving in deep. Nope, not going there. Oh, any final thoughts before we close this out, Tom?
Yeah, we should have ended the show 30 seconds ago.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching episode 4, Delving in Deep. You can catch episode 3 on YouTube shortly after this show. If you want to join us in Discord to talk about behind the scenes or the end of PsyX, we'll be there in my Discord in a channel. I say down below, but it's there. Discord's on the bottom. The guy posted a link. My bot posted a link for you earlier. Long story short, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Eastern. You should
Eastern.
know.
Oh, I won't wait. I don't know if I'll be here next week.
No. Oh yeah, we're not gonna stream next week.
I might be here.
I'm
I might be here Wednesday. I'll still have to confirm that. I'll let everybody know in my Discord. Stay tuned, and I'll see you later.
Bye-bye.